one of the things that we heard throughout the day was, the notion of we need to rebuild trust. We need to rebuild righteousness, for lack of a better term, fairness. And what I noticed tonight was even folks that are running for the same seat are willing to be together, to collaborate, to support one another. And I don't think that I've seen that in much of the elections in the past 2 or 3 years. I wanted to commend you guys, Kylie Kramer and Jaquan Stembridge, for being that way. That is what I hope to be the vision of this party as we go forward.
Well, so something really interesting about this that I think, and obviously, I'd love for you to get Jaquan's thoughts too, but we both stepped up to run because we knew that the current secretary, who is taking a step down to run for assistant secretary, was not going to be good for the job. So I thought at the time that it was just going to be Caroline, and I had heard his name being floated out there, but I didn't know him. We've now become good friends, and we both stepped up because we know what has to be happening in our party. And we don't need to be, my very first phone call when I reached out to him, I'm like, look, we're running against each other, but I'm not going to attack you. And here is a young 18-year-old that we should be championing and lifting up and saying, this is incredible. We need more of this. And instead, you have the party chairman who is calling him saying, we need you to get out. And I don't know if you saw the video from last night's forum at the College Republicans, but he basically said the same thing. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but I called to offer him something else. And it's so you did do that. And I'm sorry, but if you're willing to write a check for the Georgia GOP, you should be willing to do that regardless of whether or not you have a board seat. And anybody who is genuine and conservative and wants Trump to win and wants conservatives to win, then they're going to be helping with fundraising. They're going to be writing their checks. They're going to be asking their friends to be writing checks. So, that's the bottom line of it. And I think it's great that he's doing this.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Just to echo kind of what she said, it was very unfortunate about me get offered the different position, and then being told that she could raise money, and also hearing the video yesterday of hearing the chairman say what he said about the money or whatever the case was about her bringing in the money. That's unfortunate because like I said up there, we were friends. And so I thought that my friend and the chairman of the party would be very excited to see me running. So the entire situation is unfortunate. Kylie's right. We need to be able to bring more people in. This is a time to bring people into the party, not push them out. And if we want our party to continue going forward, we can't say we want young people or we want to have minorities in the party, and then when they step up and they're ready to run, we push them away. It's just not a way for our party to grow and to continue for the future.
So one of the things I would recommend people watch is the very end of the session, or almost the very end, when I believe it was your mother, Amy, that made the comment, right? That said, this young gentleman, even though you're running for the same slot, Amy Kramer, your mom, stepped up and said, if he doesn't make it, then we need to make room. We need to find a place because he is the epitome of what we want in this party going forward. What an amazing moment.
Well,
oh my gosh.
But here's the deal. I know, and I can speak for myself, I think that he's going to say the same thing, but regardless of who wins, one of us just needs to win, and then we're going to be willing to help the other one. There needs to be a lot more collaboration and group work and teamwork that happens at the Georgia GOP. There are too many secrets being held, people not allowed to be a part of things.
Yep.
And we've really got to change that. And I think that it starts not only with this election, but look, one of the things I want to go back to this, so you guys are talking about the money being raised. A lot of people are not raising money right now because there is zero transparency within the Republican Party. And I think that that's really important. You cannot go out and advocate and ask people to raise money when you yourself don't know how the money is being spent. And I know, my mom sat down with Josh McCoon immediately after she won her race last summer, and he has never utilized her as a source. He does not speak to her. He does not talk to her. And my mom, being chairman of Tea Party Express and Women for Trump and then Women for America First, she raised $29 million just in small dollar donors. And you do that by actually getting out there and doing the work. It's not by, just, you need these big donors writing these checks. Obviously, we need donors writing checks. But the real thing that is so important is that if the Georgia GOP is doing the work and getting out across the state, getting behind these candidates, doing grassroots training. I mean, a variety of different things. The small dollar donors will start rolling in money. They'll be willing to sign up to contribute $15, $20 a month or whatever it is. And that's something that we're not doing at all.
Yep. I also want to say about the fundraiser thing, you know, I haven't fundraised a lot of money in my life. I haven't tried to. But I do think that
But it's also not the role of assistant secretary.
That's true. I was also going to add that on too, and I also was going to say, I think that people would be very inspired to see young people coming into the party. They'd be like, okay, I actually see a reason to support this party again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have people who are young. We actually see they're doing outreach. Okay, because people, they want to give money, but they want to know where their money's going. They want to know their money's going towards a good cause. And if that's the case, they'll be willing to give money. And you don't need to worry about keeping someone on your board simply because of the money. And that is pretty much an insult anyway. It should be to her, not you, but her, Caroline, that she's only been on the board because of the money. It's unfortunate.
Well, I mean, I don't think that it's so much of an insult as that it's a fact. She didn't show up to the RNC National Convention. She didn't show up the week before for the Rules Committee. She did not show up for the only executive committee meeting that was in August of 2024. There's literally a plethora of things that we can talk about that she has not shown up and done. And we want people. That sounds much like a politician. We want people to actually engage, want to do the work, want to show up to events, want to be involved. So
It was interesting. I've been watching The Apprentice, if you remember Trump's show back in the early 2000s. One of the things that you see is the very most successful people that he picked, almost each and every time, were the ones that could engender real teamwork, real trust. You know, not always the ones that were, fighting tooth and nail to win every week. There's something beyond that, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to spend a minute with you guys tonight. That's what I saw tonight. I think that's amazing.
Well,
and
regardless
please hang on to that with both heads.
Yeah, regardless of who wins. I mean, I look forward to working with him, and I look forward to working with a lot of the people that were here tonight. I mean, I hope that this is the thing. Regardless of who wins or loses, and it's not just our race, all of them, that does not mean that you need to take your ball and go home. Unfortunately, the culture that is had right now that we have in the Georgia GOP, that culture is prevalent because of the chairman's lack of leadership, and the people that, unfortunately, there has to be losers. There's winners and losers, but we should be embracing the people that do not win to come into the party and to be involved. And that's something, I mean, look, last year when my mom ran, I don't know if you guys remember this, but my mom ran and she won and the convention was shut down. Like nothing else happened. And it was because they immediately started texting and figuring out how they were going to remove her. Like that is no leadership. That is not any teamwork. I mean, and then the rest of the delegation suffered because we got no resolutions, no actual work done. And I think that everyone needs to be very aware that that lack of leadership is really hurting the party.
Yeah. Well, I'm walking out tonight with an air of hope that I didn't anticipate coming in. So thank you both for that. So this is Bill Quinn with CDM, the Georgia Record, with Georgia War Room Live.
Greetings, Georgia Patriots. We are pleased to announce that we have a brand new website just for you. On our website, which you can get to at warroomga.com, has several different links, so let's go through a few of them. One of the most important ones is the news link. So you can find news that's local to the state of Georgia, and you can find national news. But the great thing about our state news is you can find information by some of the great Substack writers all on one page. And it's all in sequential order, so whomever has written the last or the latest article, you'll see it right there in order. As far as the national news, we aggregated quite a few Patriot national news organizations so that you can find that information right there on one page. So say if you're having your coffee for the morning and you just want to click and see what's going on and find out what the buzz is and what you want to share for the day and or read, it's all right there on one page. So we're trying to make this thing as convenient as we can so that we can get the information out. Another great link on the website is our videos link. If we're broadcasting live, of course you can catch us on all the major social media platforms. That's X, Rumble, Facebook, and YouTube. And now you can just come to War Room GA and click on live broadcast, or you can click on our video section and you can see any of the previous lives that we've done, or if we're currently live, you'll see us live right there on the website. Here's another one. We have a events tab. You can get your event hosted and published and posted on our website. And if it's a paid event, we definitely can beat the prices of Eventbrite and give you a similar professional experience and service for your patrons, which will save them money as well as you. Don't forget to support our show. We have a contribution link. We will also be opening up a store link where you can buy things and support the show that way. We appreciate any support that we can get. This is crowdsourced and crowdfunded, and this is for all of us. This is for you, the patriots of Georgia, and the people in this great nation of the United States of America.